Hello YouTube. So here I'm gonna show you how I prepare my nails for any gel polish, gel-X nails, acrylic nails, or just to trim my cuticles really. So here what I'm doing is pushing back my cuticles with a cuticle pusher. What we are doing is preparing the nail to be able to remove all the dead cuticles that you have on here. That is going to be really your number one reason why your nails will lift if you don't prepare the nail correctly. So it is very important for you to go ahead and remove all the dead skin, all the dead cells, from your nails. So with the cuticle pusher, I just go ahead and gently push my cuticles back. I know it looks like it's a little bit rough, but I'm just used to it already, so make sure that there is no pain. There should be zero pain. Here I'm taking this really cute and little cuticle bit from Nail Bits. This is from Red Iguana. You can find her on Instagram. She sells cuticle bits on Etsy, and these are awesome. So here what I'm doing is taking my cuticle bit and going around my cuticle, and what this does is it'll lift up any cuticle and remove anything that's on my nail. As you can see here, I'm going in only one direction, and then I will go ahead and reverse my drill and go in the opposite direction. This helps get all the nice little corners and everything so that you don't miss any spots. So you want to go ahead and get every single bit of any dead cuticles on your nails. This cuticle is also very good to help lift, so that when you're ready to cut with your nippers, it's a lot easier. So here what I'm doing is I take my nippers and I remove any of the cuticle that was lifted by the cuticle bit. So you want to go ahead and cut all of it off. Again, being very careful not to cut yourself or a client if you're working on a client. Another thing that I wanted to mention is I had actually purchased some really good cuticle nippers, and then I messed them up, so I had to go and buy something very quickly from my local store, and it wasn't so good. These nippers weren't as good, but what I realized was that because they're not as sharp as the really good nippers that I had, it's actually a lot harder to cut myself or when I'm working on someone else. So I actually really like that. If I happen to grab the nipper at a wrong angle and kind of go at the cuticle, I am very unlikely to cut myself or the client, where when I had the really good nippers, it was like almost immediate. If I cut at the wrong angle, I was going to cut myself. So just a quick pointer, it is really nice to have really good nippers, but if you're a beginner, I would recommend to buy something that's a little less sharp, just to make sure that you're not cutting anybody or yourself when you get started. It does take a lot of practice. I do remember practicing on myself, and it hurt a lot, but I would definitely recommend that you practice on yourself first, because you get obviously that first-hand experience, and you get to see what the cuticle will look like and what it feels like when you cut that amount of cuticle. So it's very important to always try everything on yourself first, because then you won't know what the client is feeling. And just go back, and if you missed any little section, go ahead and remove any cuticle that was left behind. Here I'm actually using her bit. This is the nail or the cuticle buffer bit. I love it. So you pretty much take it and you do the same thing, go in one direction. This you want to use on your cuticle and nail. It's kind of like half and half, and what it does, it removes any small little piece of cuticle that you might have left behind in between nips. So it makes your cuticle really nice and smooth, and it kind of finishes pushing it all the way back, so that you get a nice clean working area when you're doing any extensions or just gel polishes. And here I'm just shaping my nails to make sure I have the right shape for my gel polish that I'm going to be doing. I personally like square nails, so that is what I'm doing here. And then I just go ahead and wipe them. This is actually just rubbing alcohol. It's a mint scented rubbing alcohol, which is why it looks green. You want to make sure to remove as much dust as possible, or all of it, to make sure that none of it gets in your manicure. Here I actually tried using the Unity All-in-One from Bio Seaweed Gel. So this is a polish that already has the base and the top coat, but as you can see here, as I was putting it on, I really didn't like it. I actually thought I was gonna love this color, but when I was putting it on, it's supposed to be a one coat finish. As I would go in to put on the polish, it was just kind of coming all right off. So I didn't feel like figuring it out, so I just went ahead and wiped it off, and I used one that I already have, a brand that I like from my local store. So it was just, as you can see, I tried, but it just wasn't working out. As I would put on the polish, it would kind of bring everything with it, so I didn't like it. I figured I was just going to be fighting with it for the rest of the manicure, so away it went. Yep, that did not work out. I think this might just require a little bit more work on my end to learn how to use it. So instead I went with a pink glitter from Mica Nail Supply. I actually love this store. This is in Pomona, California, and this is their own store brand. And I love all their polishes. And they're also very inexpensive, so if anybody is from the SoCal area, I would definitely recommend you check them out and their gel polishes. So I just want to put it on. I didn't put any primer on my nails as I was trying to hurry up and finish, but I do find that their polishes still last a good amount of time. I normally try to keep them for about a week, and then I get tired and I want to try something else. But if I want to keep them for up to 2 weeks, they are fine. After the 2 weeks, they normally start chipping a little, or I start picking at them. But for just a quick manicure, these actually work out perfectly, and this is such a cute color. This is actually one of my most popular. Everybody that wants to go with glitter normally goes with this one. So I just go ahead and apply it on all my nails. You always want to make sure not to flood the cuticle. You might not be able to notice it now, but when your nails start growing out, if you flooded the cuticle, it looks a lot more lifted, and because there's a lot more polish at the end of your nail, or I mean by the cuticle, it's more likely to lift as well, or get stuck in your hair, which is very annoying. So make sure to try and keep it as thin as possible when you're getting close to the cuticle. It will make a big difference as it starts growing out. And take your time. This is why it's nice to work with gel. You're not pressured. Once you feel like you got it thin enough in the right places, then you can go ahead and stick it in the lamp. And these are a 1 minute LED cure, and they are a 2-coat polish. So once I did the 2 coats, I went ahead and top coated with the Gel Bottle Ink top coat. These are actually really, really nice top coats. They're also brought over by Red Iguana. They are a brand from the UK, and they just got brought into the US in October, and I am in love. So I definitely recommend you guys checking them out. These polishes actually dry in 30 seconds, and they just make the manicure a lot faster, but they also last a long time, and they look super cute. And then I'm gonna go in with my favorite cuticle oil from Nova Nails, and I'm just gonna make sure that my nails are nice and hydrated, and the cuticle oil always does make the nails and the manicure look super cute at the end. So after a manicure, always make sure to put a good amount of cuticle oil for yourself and your clients, and we're all done. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys need or have any suggestions in the comments.